Yes, sir. It's your boy B Hayes. We back with another one, guys. So Ken Griffin, the owner of Citadel, with 80% of it, the hedge fund manager, the chief executive, will he ever go down for any of this, guys? Lying on an oath, payment for order flow, him and Robin Hood's connection with taking out the buy button. All of these different things that they did that was done in the dark that came to the light for us to see, investigators, the public, the government, the feds, the SEC, for all of them to see exactly what's been going on behind closed doors, which they already was in on and already knew about it. That's why we know whenever these people get caught, it's kind of like, you know, if you don't get caught behind scenes, we not going to worry with you. We not going to worry about it. But if you mess up and make a mistake and let the public get into your business and see what you're doing, then we're going to have to do something to keep our face card official. Just like with inflation, the government, the feds, the SEC causing inflation to soar rapidly by printing all the money in existence, 80% of it in the past 24 months. When you print a surplus of money like that, what is it going to cost? Without the money, it's going to create an imbalance. So much money being created, but the products of goods is not being produced at the same amount of pace. So it's going to rise the cost of goods, making it then become a more balanced equation. So if you got a lot of money out here and only got a few products, a few items, I'm going to charge you more money for my products, for my services, because it's a surplus of money, but it ain't a surplus of my products. So that's exactly what had happened, guys. They caused this inflation to happen. They knew exactly what they were doing, because once they, put all that money into the economy, giving all these people these checks and all that stuff, we knew they was going to get it back. I've been telling you guys that. We've been talking about that. There was going to come a time to where they come back around 360 and take all that money back from you by raising the prices, having things way more expensive than they should necessarily be. So, and we also know, you like, how they making the extra money? The main way they making the extra money is being for the fact that whenever inflation came and people went up their prices, they didn't just go up like last time for inflation. Whenever inflation went up, they just went up to put them on the same level. Basically, this long story short, they went up more than what they needed to, being for the fact that they suppliers, where they got their products from, the price did increase. I'm sure it did. So for a quick example, say if I'm selling pizza, I'm getting the pizza from my distributor usually for, $2 per pizza, because I'm buying in bulk. But now it's costing me, and I'm selling my pizza for $10, right? Making an $8 profit. But now, let me tell you the game, how they switched it this time. They didn't just go up or what they needed to. They went up whatever they wanted to. So now I'm getting my pizza. The inflation went up, so now they costing me $3 for my pizza. I pay $1 more. You get what I'm saying? So now instead of selling my pizza for $11 just to break even and keep making the same money I was making, no, I'm gonna take advantage of this inflation, this hike. I'm gonna sell my pizza for $13, $14, maybe even $15 now. So instead of just making, even though they went up $1 on me, now I'm making $4 extra, because I'm making the $3 subtract the 15. Now I'm making what, $13 instead of 10 subtract 2 and making $8. You get what I'm saying? Instead of keeping that same $8 that B trying to get me, instead of making that same $8, now I took my profit margin to a whole nother level because of using inflation as an advantage to hike my prices up way more than they need to be. So that's exactly, a little example of what's going on, how they taking advantage of what happened. So anyways, back to Ken Griffin, guys, and Citadel. Like I say, guys, these people is, in 2006, it was the second largest hedge fund in the world. And in 2016, and now we's around 11th. Citadel's around the 11th largest hedge fund globally. So that being said, guys, Ken Griffin has a lot of resources. He has a lot of power. He has a lot of influence. He has a lot of buddies that's, there for his protection. And I do believe Ken Griffin could possibly get locked up, but the possibilities is very, very thin. The thing I see Ken Griffin coming out with is them hitting him with some fines, some charges, this, that, and the third, want him to pay some fees and pay a little money back, which is going to be a drop in the bucket to him and not going to hurt him at all. What's going to hurt him is jail time. So as we know, guys, Ken Griffin, a lot of these hedge funds, a lot of investigations is still going underway. But like I told you guys, I believe these people is all in on this together, meaning they already know what was going on. Like I say, if you mess up and put your business out there for the world to see, and everybody knows, you know, you fucked up, you made that mistake, now we gotta do something in order to keep our face clean. So that would be the only way I see him actually getting locked up, because a lot of big dog people, meaning a lot of people hierarchy, was coming out the closet and speaking on the whole situation of how they took out the buy button and shit to the retail investors. So if now things have, you know, when time go on, people start to forget this, that, and the third, that could be my only thing with how the pressure is easing off of him, because the pressure ain't still on him like it once before. Hear me out. At the beginning, we were still at the beginning months and months ago when that pressure was hot. Like, yeah, like this is wrong. Everybody was coming out saying exactly how messed up it was and how dirty the system is and all that stuff. If that pressure was still on, which people need to get back on it, those hierarchy people need to get back on it, then yes, I do see some jail time coming for him. But as things starting to cool down, people starting to forget, people starting to let it go in one ear and not the other, and just letting it be, then that's when just may be fines, guys. So as we know, hedge funds managers, this isn't nothing new. They always doing this. That's what I'm saying. It's not nothing that they don't know about. They already know about this stuff. It's just until you get caught. So with that being said, guys, if we go back, we already know it's multiple hedge funds, many of them, that done got jammed up and done did hella years. So right here, it was July 2012. One of the inmates was Philip Baker. He was a hedge fund manager. A former hedge fund manager, he was serving a 20-year sentence for fraud. He had used bogus performance data to lure hundreds of people in institutions into his fund. His investors had lost hundreds of millions of dollars. Mr. Baker, at 46 at the time, admitted that he had committed fraud. I'm a criminal, he said, but he had convinced himself that he deserved to be free. So guys, we see that he got over 20 years, a 20-year sentence for manipulating his people. So anyways, right here, if we continue to go further, a hedge fund manager also gets nearly 12 years in prison for fraud. Nicholas Genovese, don't know how to pronounce his last name correctly, but he pleads guilty to lying about credentials and hiding a criminal background. Hedge fund manager Nicholas has been sentenced to nearly 12 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to committing securities frauds by convincing investors to entrust him with more than $11 million based on false and misleading information, according to the U.S. Justice Department. He had also concealed the fact that he had prior felony convictions for fraud-related crimes. So you already know, guys, once a fraud, always a fraud. Once they start, you know, doing that stuff, seeing exactly how they could, seeing how they could, you know, get all these people money, use their money to invest, and then not necessarily have to, you know, give them that much money back in return. They could just say, oh, it was a bad investment, we lost it, this, that, and the third, making up stuff and then running off with those people money. So this has been going on, guys, since the beginning of time. But like we know, we just want to see some justice. That's all we want to see. We know these guys isn't going to get, you know, that much time. These guys got way more time than these guys actually get. Like the guy that just got locked up in New York, the guy that was from where he was from, Korea, I forgot his name, like Bill Hwang. I don't think he's going to get as nearly as much time as these guys got, 20 years and 12 years. So usually they'll get 3, 4, maybe even 5 years, being for the fact that they're not doing no violent crimes. They doing computer type crimes, fraudulent activity. They're not going in banks or robbing nobody with guns and you know, killing or attempted murder and being involved. That's what give them that less sentence. But you already know, guys, like I say, my conclusion to this it all depends on how much heat is put back on Ken Griffin, if he get jail time or not. If people let it cool down like nothing ain't happened and just let it go away, then I believe he'll just come out with paying fines and stuff. And you already know, guys, while he doing all this movement, giving away all this money, this man is in hot water right now. He had to sell a partial ownership of his company, you know, doing all these different things, trying to get these tax benefits, trying to get these write-offs, all the money he said he gave away in June, over $130 million, but collectively his whole time of living, he only gave away $600 million. And in June, you damn near trying to give away half of what you gave your entire lifetime. And you telling me you giving away $130 million whenever you in blood water right now. Whenever you happen to sell partner ownership of your company and you giving away 130 million, that don't even make sense. You feel me? You think I'm gonna be 100% owned, family owned my business, and then I'm gonna end up having to selling it to an outsider, and then I'm giving away 130 million? Hell no. If I got 130 million to give, why in the hell would I be selling some of my company? That's the point. He didn't give away the 130 million. You could say you gave away whatever. You know, whenever you in business for yourself, cutting hair, selling ice cream, certain type of businesses, there's no track record of how much money people gave you. So I could say I made whatever. And when I'm paying taxes, I'm going to say I made less than what I actually made, so I can pay less taxes. And whenever I'm donating money, I'm going to say I gave more than I actually did, so I can get it as a write-off. Wake up. So you already know people, I'm telling you, man. But anyways, like we say, man, time will tell. We're going to see exactly how this unfolds and how it ends. I love y'all. Add your boy on Instagram at the B Hayes Show, and we go.